Black is beautiful. Yes, it is. Black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. Yes, it is. Black is beautiful.
Is it racist for black people to put black people first? Absolutely not.
Black people can't be racist. What do you mean?
Yes, it is racist. Ooh.
It's racist for black people not to put black people first.
Some people say that it's racist to put us first, and I laugh at that.
Are you serious? We have to put each other first.
They'll tell us that it's racist to put ourselves first, but then they'll go put themselves first every single day of the week and twice on Sunday.
And there's nothing racist about that.
So we should be offended by people who even tell us that it's racist.
What, self-preservation is racist?
Other races don't have a problem with putting their community first.
We have to put ourselves first. White people are thinking about their families, their homes, their communities, their businesses. They are not thinking about black people. They are thinking about themselves first.
Something's wrong with you if you are not putting you, yourself, your family, your interests before anybody else.
That is like self-hate. That is self-sabotage. That is the meaning of racism, right? What do racist people do? Racist people hate on other races. And so if I'm not showing love to me as a black person, I am hating myself and I am racist.
We talked about the Holocaust. We were told that this was the greatest tragedy against humankind. But what about the Black Holocaust? The Black Holocaust that lasted and is still going on today for 500 years practically. But what do we say of the stories and the reality of some of our ancestors whose bodies were set on fire? What do we say to our family members, our young babies who were thrown to alligators? What do we say, and in some spaces in the Americas, where our loved ones were shoved into tight containers with spikes and rolled down the hill? What do we say to our loved ones whose bodies were set between two beasts and they were tarred and feathered and the beasts were set in two different directions and the body was split in half? What do we say to the black bodies that were hung on the tree, not just in Calvary, but right here in these United States of America, men and women? What do we say to our mothers who, before she brought her baby to birth, her baby was ripped from her womb and her master used the end of his heel to crush the skull of the black baby? What do we say to our sisters who had to bear the babies of our open enemies, rape, and our fathers who were sodomized? What do we say to our other black mothers who had to nurse Miss Ann's children? What do we say to that?
It's important for number one, understand that there was trauma to begin with, to know that there needs to be healing to take place.
The way to erase that is to go and see what was my life before the trauma.
Because I believe the black man and the black woman has been suppressed so much with just thought itself. And so trauma in that one area alone is causing them to not even think.
So we know we got models that we can turn to that would help us not repeat the pathology of the white model that created the trauma in the first place.
When you have to even answer such questions about whether or not it's okay to put you first, that tells the whole wide world everything we need to know about how we have been made a prey to the world. And nobody has come to our rescue in terms of mentally, no therapy, nothing to address the extraordinary burden and weight of this trauma on the black mind.
So as simple as those traumas are, it causes you and it conditions you over time to think small.
And so we have to give ourselves space for mental health, mental healing, spiritual healing, emotional healing.
I spend time meditating, which I call quiet prayer. I spend time doing breath work because that's where anger kind of builds up from.
No group can say that they have been in this most oppressive condition for as long as we have without any reparations. And watch this, America nor the world has neither ceased nor desisted her oppression of us. But yet, we still remain a huge threat to the oppressive class.
The reason why black people don't put black people first is because they put other people as more worthy than them. They don't know themselves. They haven't seen themselves. If they see themselves, what Hope said, everybody want to be us. We just got to see us.
Are you worth $20 an hour? Are you worth $100 an hour? What is your worth?
Because we live in a society and a time where they want to tell you what you're worth. They want to offer you what you're worth. They want to give you minimum wage. And so if you don't have the courage, you're not going to buck against the system. If you don't have the courage, you're not going to push past the resistance. If you don't have the courage, you'll take whatever's given to you.
The number one factor that drives most people insane is the racism they deal with when they go to work every day and have to bow to a person who does not care about them, doesn't have their interests at heart.
Marcus Garvey said that education rules the world and ignorance carries the burden. We have to educate ourselves on becoming economically sustainable as a people. And the only way we can do that is when we truly realize our self-worth.
What's wrong with us saying Jews may have, white people may have, Asians may have, but God bless a people that have their own?
You know, remember, when they talk about the inalienable rights, they talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, a lot of people can't pursue happiness because they got to go to work in the morning. And happiness is not at their fucking job.
My last 4 weeks, I had to make a choice. Either you go with your business, what you know is where you need to be in your purpose, or you decide, okay, I got to chase money. And I had to make that ultimate decision and say, okay, hey, you guys, I'm not going to be available for the next 4 weeks, so I have to grind to get my business where I need it. So
you all right?
It's okay.
I've been Uber, yes. I've been Uber every single day to make the money to get here. My friends, I told them, I said, if you guys trust in me and believe in me, then you'll help me. They said, okay, whatever you need, we got you. A friend of mine is how I even heard about this event. She sent me the link. She said, Lex, call the other two. It's 6 of us. She said, call 2 of them and see what they can do. He did that. He came up with the money to get me here. Wow. So, God, that's all I got.
Wow. And then what they charge you about?
Still was 700.
700, and you paying it down by yourself. With it.
My baby and my niece and my mama.
So what we're gonna do is, my wife gonna cash you. I want her to cash app you half of what you paid to be here today. Pull out your phone, and we're gonna cash app you right now. I want to send one to you.
In the Black Business School, our number one core belief is what we call the Black Core of 3. The Black Core of 3 is that we believe Black people should educate our own children, create our own jobs, and support Black businesses.
And sometimes people see me and they think, man, Laree's doing well, but I was like you. I had to sacrifice. I had to go look for change in my couch. I had to sell my kids' clothes to get money to pay for Pampers.
Your wealth is right here in your mind. Your money is in your mind. You got to spend time developing your mind.
As long as you humble yourself, you'll be all right. My wife will take care of you.
And I'm going to do this too. So I'm going to put the other 350 with it.
It doesn't take away from anybody else's race to put my community first. It goes back to the conversation of, if we don't, who will?
You can see me as a male, you can see me as an author, you can see me as a financial educator, but the world is gonna see me Black first.
When I walk into a room, they see a Black woman.
They're gonna say the Black author, they're gonna say the Black financial educator, they're gonna say the Black father, right? They're gonna say the Black husband.
if you see my race first, then I too have to make it a priority for my race to come first.
When you know your worth and you tie that to your economic abilities to sustain yourself, and you apply that to the community as a whole and start to build, then we rise up into power.
You go around the world and you realize, wait a minute, we're more powerful than we realize. Wait a minute, we're influencing the influencers.
The Black culture is moving the economic markets. They're watching what we do in our behaviors to know what to go invest in.
I remember one time after speaking, there was a Latina lady that came up to me and she said, we love what you have to bring. It's so beautiful. We're gonna buy all of your products, but we have to go and create our own Ona Brown. You do understand, we have to support our own. I said, I totally understand.
If they make us the minority and we believe that we're the minority, we believe that we don't have power, then we're not gonna put ourselves first, because we're gonna chase after other things that people are telling us to chase after when we are the source. Without us, nothing moves.
When we talk about self-preservation, it's never just a self thing, it's an interconnected thing.
Nobody is going to put Black people first if we don't put ourselves first. It's like Dr. Clark said, look to the Black person to your left, look to the Black person to your right. They are your best chance of survival in this system.
And so when we are looking at what we're feeding our children, we have to make sure that we are dissecting it all. Do they see us nurturing each other? Do they see us hugging each other? Do they see us giving encouraging words to each other?
Being pro-Black, being B1 does not mean we're anti anything else. I'm not anti-white. I'm not anti-Asian, anti-Jewish. I'm just pro-Black.
How was our saying Black Lives Matter defined in connotation as nobody else's life does?
Legislation is not about us. Regulations are not about us. Justices, laws, that's not about us.
It's clear that the police, the judge, the jury, the prosecutor, the COs, it's clear that they believe that white life matter, because there are no white Sandra Blands, there are no white Freddie Grays, there are no white George Floyds. It's only us.
Even with all of the trauma, the power of Blackness is still so extraordinary. They're still putting their foot on our necks.
I can remember and still hear the sound of George Floyd calling out to his mother, who was on the other side of life, as someone has their knee on his neck.
They are still threatened by our extraordinary power. I tell you, we are in our finest hour.
Can I live? Take back what's yours. Can I live? Take back what's yours. Can I live? Take back what's yours. Hey, I'm listening to my intuition. Can I live? Take back what's yours. Can I live? Take back what's yours. We done came a long way. I just wanted to say that we are the solution.
It is my belief that everything that's wrong in the whole wide world has to do with the fact that Black folks aren't put first.
So this is the rise to wake up to our power. We're not just empowering anybody by being who we are. The whole world needs Black power. And as long as Black power is suffering, then everybody gonna be suffering. They think they're gonna steal from us, rob from us, beat us down, chain us, and they not gonna suffer from that.
It's up to us to heal. It's up to us to come together collectively to undo what has been done to us and to reclaim that.
It's important that we're put first. It's important that we put ourselves back where we ought to be.
Anyone thinks that us healing, uniting, building strong Black families, educating our own children, building up a Black economy, and practicing self-determination, anyone who believes that that is racist for Black people is a damn racist themselves.
Take back what's yours. We done came a long way. I just wanted to say that we are the solution. Spread my wings, I can fly. See me soaring in the sky. Sun just hit and I feel the breeze. Feels so good to be.
Hey, what's up, y'all? So it's Neo here, man. Super excited. I had the opportunity to come support my mentee, young Caden.
I just want to talk about being on code. It is our responsibility to make sure we're helping young men like that literally grow. And I got a knack for looking at young talent and telling you where they're going to go, and he's going to go far. But another reason why he's going to go far because of his parents.
This has been a dream, and I'm so glad that it's happened. I'm overjoyed. I've been lost for words the entire day.
This is a part of what I consider to be the new curriculum. So this young child and what he has developed will be instrumental in helping us to educate our future leaders, to teach financial literacy, so that we can overcome in many of our communities the issues that we see.
So guys, if you don't do nothing else, besides just your restaurants and your salons and your barbers, is your doctor black? Is your lawyer black? Is your insurance broker black? Who's black in your network? That's self-preservation, that's B1.